Hello everyone, it's Miss here. Welcome to my channel. If you're new, thanks for stopping by. And if you are returning, welcome back. Today is going to be another day in another week in the Margarete Miller Collage Challenge. If you're new to this, it is a challenge set by Margarete Miller. She sets a year-long challenge, I guess you'd call it. And each week there's a set of prompts. There's 5 prompts, and then there's a bonus you can swap out, or you can use it as you like. You can also add any kind of background paper, stickers, whatever you want to embellish your collage. So this is week 3, and the prompts are a page from an old book. So I have this page from Wuthering Heights, which I felt would kind of go well with the other side, which is also a Bronte novel. And that's my page. Something with stripes. I looked and looked and looked. I had all kinds of stripe stuff, but I decided I wanted to go with something refreshing for me. And that would be the pinks and the greens there. It's almost a teal green, I guess, or sage green. And so something with stripes, a photograph. Now I went through some of my old photographs that I have, and I had a number of options. I wanted to use an old black and white, and I wanted it to be, you know, someone in my family. So I have my mother here when she was a little girl sitting on this old car. Well, it wasn't old in the picture, but it's old now. My father at his first job as a barber. He was, gosh, I don't know, but he looks like he's about 15 there. And my mom with a little kitten. My mom in the waves. She grew up by the water. She's always in the water. And then, but I decided this one on my grandmother up in the apple tree. Or is that the cherry tree? We had apples and cherries where my parents grew up. But, and my grandmother there is only, I'd say in her early 20s maybe. Or even in her late teens. But anyway, so she's up in the tree, and I thought because a bird or nest was the next prompt, that it would go well with her being up in a tree. So maybe she's looking for fruit, but maybe she's up there trying to build a nest. And then some colored tissue paper. Now I have a bunch of tissue papers, but I wanted again it to go with my color theme. And so I chose this one, which I'm going to cut down. I think it's too big. The other one that I grabbed that I thought might work, or that I might use, is this one here with the bee on it. So I might try to incorporate that somehow into the collage. Not really sure. And then a shopping list is the bonus, which I'm not going to use for this collage. And I'm just going to start looking at how I want my background to go. Now I do like to leave a little bit of a border, if I can, the same kind of spacing for the border. But I also like to, when I put down my prompts, I like things to be offset and overlap and not be kind of even. I like it more kind of random. I think that's more interesting for the eye. So I'm thinking something like that. Now for my bird, I have this calendar for Marjorie and Baston that I've had last year and the year before. I couldn't find it this year, but it has a page a day thing with all her illustrations, which I absolutely love. So I pulled out a couple that had sort of a bird theme, but I felt that this went more with the background. So I'm going to keep that. But I also found this, and I know she's not in a rose bush, but I like the hint of pink that would come out from the background with that. And then I also grabbed just a couple things. I wanted this year, one of my, not resolutions, but one of my goals is to start using some of the stuff that I have already in my stash. I'm thinking maybe I'll pull the book page up. And I just want to see the title of the book page and maybe a little bit of the writing. Now this tag might be too big for this spread, which I'm thinking it is. but I can still put that in there because I also have a little sticker book that I picked up at Michael's probably the summer before last, which is all kind of birds. And I thought maybe I'd put a little bird in there too. Right, so this does definitely need to be smaller. It's way too big. So let's just cut off some of this bottom space, which we don't really need. The focal point is more here. And even some of this white space at the top would be fine. And then for this, again, we can cut off. My main focal point that I want from this would be the pink of the roses. And if you cut that off, it allows more of the pink to come through. So I'm thinking, I got a glare here, but I'm thinking something like that. I could also cut out some more of the frame that's around the picture, but I don't really want to because ultimately that is my focal point. So even though I've got this brightness in these other images, I really want you, when you look at the page, to look at the photo before you look at other images around. And your eye is going to draw around the page for sure. But with the collage, that's what I want for my focal point. And then if I put this in here, and see, that's a faded photo, so it's hard. So I kind of want something like that. So I'm going to start with this background and just get this down. And I don't even need all of this. I could have just, if you only had a half of that, that's fine. I just am putting it all down because I have it, so why not use it? And with this one here, I like to put my prompts behind something in my collage, but oops, I'm not going to behind this panel. I think I'll just put that right up there, and then I'll have to deal with it. And I want that about there. Now this is going to be hard to use tape runner on the back. I could use a glue stick, but I don't really get on with glue sticks. My hands get all sticky, and I'm just going to get this down. And I'm just using a little bit of Elmer's glue all, not the school glue. And I have a micro tip, so it might have looked like I was putting a lot on, but I really wasn't. If I put a lot of the PVA glue, so your glitter glue, your Elmer's glue, whatever white glue you have, it would warp my page. I could use the Fabri-Tac, but... Okay, so what about how I want this? Something like that. Yeah, I kind of like how that looks. Okay, and then I can leave a spot. So I want this right around here. So I want to line it up about half an inch and along the side there. And I am going to leave a little spot for my prompt. I'm trying to use tape runner because there's no liquid in tape runner. And the thing with the book, I am using a watercolor book, which would hold more moisture. But if I don't need to use glue, then, right, and then that would go in there. Okay, and I'll leave it there so that I don't, as I usually do, close it off, put something over top of it. Right, and then I'm kind of thinking like that, or even that would make my picture more of a focal point if I did it, but then it's going to cover the bird's head. So I'm happy to do it like that. Okay, and this is I just printed this off onto some printer paper, which was about 32 pounds. It's a little bit heavier than just the photocopy paper. Okay, and then I'm going to get that little down, but I want to leave some room. So let's put him around there. Okay, and that's not straight. I often do not cut straight. I am very thankful. Oh, we're going to do a gratitude. Oh, let's do that now. So each week I want to try to do a gratitude that we can think about. And these are from the Peter Popper Press. And today's gratitude is, at times our own light goes out and is rekindled by a spark from another person. Each of us has cause to think with deep gratitude of those who have lighted the flame within us. Albert Schweitzer. And that's really true. I feel grateful for you, all you, with your comments. That really, sometimes when my spark goes out and then I read your comments, it really kindles another flame for me to get up and create something or do something. So I'm very grateful for you guys. You guys have helped me build my channel. And not that that's all important. I think the fact that I've met many kindred spirits through my channel is, for me, a blessing. Oops, I need to do it this way. I don't want to, I could overlap it that way, which I think I'll do. And I'm just trying to get my border a little bit even there and even across the bottom. Then this leaves me room to put that in there. And then maybe a little something here. So I'm really happy with that. Now let's go to our little book here. Let's see if we can find a little something. I also pulled out, which maybe I will do, I'll do in a minute. I pulled out some stamps. So just some rubber stamps that we might go along and do some stamping before we're finished here. I do like how the stamped, oh, I do like this. This little birdie's walking over to the nest. So let's get a bird that looks similar to what's already in the nest. Well, this one does. That looks like this one. But if we want to make it pop a little bit, this one here, well, that's a woodpecker, but that's not a woodpecker. I don't know. I'm kind of thinking, is he walking towards, or kind of like this guy here? And he looks like a little bit like the little bird that's already in the nest. So he's making tracks to get home, and he's looking behind. So that's kind of cute. It's hard to see on the camera a little bit. And then, but I want something maybe to layer underneath that one. You can never, in my collage, you can never have too many. Home is where you nest. You can never have too many layers. So let's see. And I don't often in my Margarete put any kind of sayings. I leave that for my Daphne's Diary collage. All right, what about, I kind of liked those, but that's kind of cute. I could put one in the middle there. But that doesn't get me any closer to. Okay, so I did pull out this one here. And let's just see. What about one of these? Does it match the tone? It's kind of pinkish. That kind of matches. Although I think that should go that way, but it's in the book this way. But I'll always think that's upside down. Well, okay. All right, let's do this. It just looks weird. It doesn't look right side up that way. But it was in the book this way. Guess it doesn't matter. Let's just get that down. Right there. Okay, and then this one's a sticker too. I got this, you guys remember I went to PEI this summer, and at the bookstore called The Bookmark, they had these cute little frames. Okay, so that's kind of cute. That's getting there. And then I just maybe wanted to put a little bird in there, or what about that bird? It's the same bird. I think that would be a bit too samey. But what about this guy? He's kind of cute. And I want him looking towards the nest. Yeah, I'm going to put this guy. He's looking over there saying, oh, howdy do. He's like Joey off Friends. How you doing? Okay, and then we could put a little banner there. But I think what we'll do next is just get out our sticker. Our sticker pad, our stamp pad. And so these are the stamps I pulled out. These are all from Vicky P. She has a collection through Stamp Area. And I thought maybe do a little bit of this. And I like to stamp off, which I just had a little stamp off. To just give it a little bit of a something something. So I kind of like how that looks. Maybe a little bit down here in this corner. Okay, and maybe a little bit up here. All right, so that's that one. And then what about, just want a little something. I looked and I didn't want to spend too much time looking, but for a little bird stamp, and I just didn't have one that came to hand. But I do have this little one. And then I just have a few letters and numbers, or just that little grid. I used the little grid. I bought a brown stamp pad, the archival type. I don't really have the brown. I do have it in Distress, but if I want to do something with like a water fluids, the Distress ink is just going to run and move. Anyways, I went to Michael's. I had a coupon, but I can't find it anywhere. I think this house that just takes things and moves them around. Okay, well, that is our collage for today. I hope you really enjoyed that. Before we go, there is one, I got some Happy Mail, and I just want to show it today. I have another video where I have showed a couple other little bits of Happy Mail, so the mail is finally coming through. But I just want to thank Melanie for her Happy Mail. She sent me, she's always so thoughtful, as are so many of you. It was wrapped in some bee material, and that is special to me. It's significant in my life. So it was wrapped in that with a nice little piece of twine here. And it was just so fun to get it in the mail. And as I was mentioning, I love the Margarete and Baston, and I didn't have any of her calendars for this year. So Melanie had sent me this weekly calendar. So I'm going to love this. I don't think I'll write in it, but I think I'll do is keep it at my bedside, at my chair side when I'm out in the living room. And I'm going to just put things with Post-its so that I can in future use the images. And then I'll use it this year, and as the days go by, I'll have those lovely images to put in my collages and kind of keep forever, as it's hard to keep all your books and things. And then in there was a card, that I just love this card, the little fairies, and a nice little note, and also a little Tim's card. And it was belated happy birthday. So my birthday was, and thank you so much for that, Mel. I'll be using that. I haven't been to Tim Hortons in ages, so it's going to be a nice treat. But my birthday was also in December, but in Canada we had a postal strike and no mail was going through. But yeah. So thanks for watching. And I know some of you are dealing with some health problems and other things in your life, and I just want you to know that you are really in my prayers. So thank you so much for being a part of my journey. Until we meet again, I hope you stay safe and well, and bye for now.